Hey guys! So I am here to show you a recipe. This is chicken and noodles. It's kind of like chicken soup. It's just thicker than chicken soup. You can call it chicken stew. We just call it chicken and noodles. So I'm chopping up this medium-sized onion. I'm only using about half of this onion. But it is your kitchen. Do things how you want to do. You can use the whole onion if you want to, but I'm just going to use half of it because I'm not, well, actually the pot I ended up making a whole lot. So I put the pot on like medium. Let's see. So I'm going to show you, I made some chicken thighs the other night. I just baked them in the oven. So they baked in the oven with a can of cream of chicken, excuse me, and a can of cream of celery. And I didn't make any rice or mashed potatoes or anything like that. So I ended up with a whole ton of sauce. And then I still had like 3 chicken thighs left over. So it was just a lot. So I figured this would be a good way to use up this chicken and to use up the sauce too, because the sauce is going to be a good base for this dish that I'm making now. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to put this onion away, get this out of the way. Since we're not using that, I'll save that for another recipe. So I'm going to use some baby carrots. You can use regular carrots. This is just what I had on hand. These are actually Jackson's carrots, so I'm not going to use them all. I'm only going to use a few. I am using a bag of frozen soup vegetables too. It's probably about a half a bag. I'm just using up what I have in my house to make this dish. So I just wanted to add some extra vegetables into it. So I had carrots on hand, so that's what I'm using. And then this is the soup vegetables. This is just a bag from Food Lion. You can get soup vegetables pretty much anywhere, but I like that bag. It's got lima beans and corn, green beans, okra, potatoes, onions, and stuff in it. Just all the soup vegetables that you would use. So I'm just going to chop up these carrots. Surprisingly, baby carrots are really easy to chop. Jackson loves these baby carrots. They are one of his favorite vegetables. He literally munches on them just about every day. Last couple carrots here. Get these all chopped up. Okay, so there's my carrots. There's my onions. I'm also going to use this garlic. I buy these big jars of garlic. These things last forever. And it's just so convenient and it's cheap to buy it that way. But of course you can use fresh garlic. You can use anything you want. So I'm grabbing the oil because I didn't prepare very well. So here's my olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and put in, it was probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of the pan. Just so I can start sweating my vegetables here, getting them all nice and soft. I also have a bag of leftover peas. These are just leftover from the other night. Again, I'm just using up what I have on hand, trying not to waste anything. So I'm going to use those peas also. So I'm going to put the carrots and onions, go ahead and put these in the pot and get those going. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic in. This is totally up to you. I have my heat down pretty low, so I am not going to burn the garlic. But if you want to wait to put the garlic in, it's totally up to you. I only used about a teaspoon. I am not a huge garlic fan, so I only used about a teaspoon of garlic for that. Of course, use as much as you'd like though. So I'm going to stir this around and make sure that it's nice and mixed together, blended, get that going. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel and chop up my chicken. I'm going to take the skins off of this chicken. This is a very messy process because it's already cooked and it's in all of this sauce that I had made with it the other night. So But I'm going to pull these out of here. As you can see, I am completely making a mess of things. So messy. Anyway, so there's 3 big chicken thighs. I'm going to run this over here. I'm going to wash my hands super quick. And I'll be back when I'm done. There we go. Okay, so I peeled the skin off of the chicken. I kind of chopped it up, shredded it. Well, actually, no, I just pulled it off the bones. Give my vegetables here a stir, make sure they're not burning or anything. So, and I'm going to go ahead and add all of this leftover sauce. Again, this really is just, it's a can of cream of chicken, a can of cream of celery, and some peppers and onions that were already kind of cooked together. So you can use those, and that's what I normally would put in here anyway. So cream of chicken, cream of celery. I'm rinsing out my container here because I'm going to add in about, I don't know, that's probably about maybe 2.5, 3 cups of water. So, okay, and then I've got, again, I'm just using up what I have on hand. I have this container of chicken broth, and I used quite a bit of it for another recipe, so there's probably maybe a quarter of the box left. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that in there too, just to use it up. I hate wasting food, so this is a really good way to use up all of these leftovers. So mix this together really good. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and add in these soup vegetables. So as far as the chicken goes, like, you can use any chicken you have on hand. Of course, you can buy like a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store. You can go ahead and use some regular chicken breasts, any chicken that you have on hand, and just boil it ahead of time and chop it up. Again, like I said, I had already made these chicken thighs, so that's just what I had on hand. So it was more convenient and less wasteful for me to go ahead and use up these chicken thighs that were already done, as opposed to pulling out a bag and boiling it, and you know. So I'm going to chop up this chicken now, and I'm just going to chop it into like bite-sized pieces. And of course, you know, if you don't like dark meat, you can use white meat. If you don't like white meat, use dark meat. It's your kitchen. You do things how you want to do. This is not, obviously not like a special recipe or anything like that. This is literally just me using up what we have in the house to be less wasteful. And this made a lot of this chicken and noodles too. So I did end up freezing some of it. I took some of it to work with me for lunch the next day. And then my husband had some of it for lunch. And then we ended up actually having it for dinner again one night. And the rest of it is in the freezer now. That way, for next time, if we want it, it's convenient for me to just pull it out of the freezer and reheat it. I will tell you though that it does have noodles in it. So when you freeze noodles, they don't always thaw out the best. They get a little mushy, but that is okay with us. We don't really mind that. But that is something to keep in mind if you are going to freeze it. And put all of this chicken in here. That came out with a lot of chicken. So then I'm going to wash my hands again. Okay, so I'm going to dump the peas in there. This is really just like dump it and go. gonna stir it up here. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Looks yummy already. Okay, these are the noodles that we use. These are the Reams egg noodles. They are in the frozen section at Walmart. This is the 24-ounce bag. I actually was only going to use half of this bag, but I ended up using the whole thing. I probably could have used just half of it because it made a whole lot of noodles. But these are really good, and they're great. They help thicken up the liquid, even though with the cream of chicken and stuff in there, it really didn't need a lot of thickening. Okay, so I had put my noodles in there, and then I realized that I needed a little bit more liquid. So I had some better than bouillon. So I put about a tablespoon of better than bouillon in here and about 2 cups of water, and I just mixed that together. I actually didn't dump the whole thing in there. There's probably still maybe half a cup of water left. But I just mixed that in to the pot. Number one, I gave it more flavor because I didn't add any salt or anything to this. I figured with the cream of chicken and the cream of celery, it probably already had enough salt. But adding that bouillon actually helped a little bit. So here's what we had with it. I had made some fall pumpkin spice cookies that I got from Walmart, and I made the box, and this is literally how many we had left after I made them at lunchtime. But yeah, that's what we had with it. For dessert, I'm going to show you one more time what it looks like while it's cooking. So this is literally it. It just cooks until it's heated all the way through, it nice and hot. Okay guys, and this is what it looks like all dished up. I just served it with a roll that I had made myself. This is a yeast roll. I might do a recipe video on those. And I had it with my LaCroix water. There's Jackson playing on his iPad. And he had a yummy dinner. He did not have what we had. He usually doesn't. But yeah. Thank y'all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.